shuffling the cards, hoping that they won't be too mean to me this month. Oh no, we're gonna be fine. This is a disaster. I don't want to play this game anymore. Hi, it's Isabel, and I am once again picking my TBR with the help of my deck of UNO cards. If you've been following this channel for a while, you probably know that this is the way that I usually pick my TBR. Unfortunately, I did miss out on my... what was this month? March TBR due to moving, so I'm just gonna continue from where I left off in February. As you might know, I have started implementing a score system into these TBRs, so before I get to picking the cards for next month, I want to go back to, well, now it's not last month, but February, to see if I've actually read the books that I picked for my February TBR. So let me have a quick look at my notes and see what I was supposed to read, how many points it is supposed to give me, and if I managed to read it. As always, I'm going to go through these books quite quickly because if you want to know more about the books, I have talked about all of them in detail and given my review of them in my last wrap-up, so I'm going to link that somewhere up in the cards. So in February, my notes tell me that I have started off with 12 points that I gained in January, and then I was supposed to read, let me grab it, Dark Matter by Michelle Paver, and I did in fact read Dark Matter, which gives me, let me grab it, 2 points because it was a 2 card. The next book on my TBR was No One Is Too Small to Make a Difference by Greta Thunberg, which gives me 5 points because I have also read it. And then the last book on my February TBR was Frankenstein, and I also managed to finish Frankenstein, which gives me not 0, but 10 points because I decided to be nice to myself and not give myself 0 points, because what kind of motivation would that be? So the 0 cards give 10 points, which brings me to 29 points. And again, as soon as I have 10 points or like more than 10 points, I am technically allowed to buy a book, but considering the pace at which I'm currently reading and the amount of books that I still have, I don't think I want to buy another book just now. So like in January, I'm just gonna keep those points for now. And yeah, so that means that I'm currently on 29 points. Not bad. Okay, so as always, I'm gonna start out by shuffling the cards and hoping that they won't be too mean to me this month. They've been quite nice last month, so I'm not sure if I should take that as a good or a bad sign. Alright, that should be enough shuffling. Now I'm going to, as always, draw 4 cards and then let's see what I get. So first we have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards to start out with. If I can grab them, I have my little pile here, and let's see what the cards want me to read this month. So first up we have a yellow 7, and a yellow 7 is a translated book. Ooh, that's nice. I feel like I haven't read a book in translation for a while now, so let me see what I have on my shelf. I think the only book that I currently have on my TBR shelf that's translated is The Adventures of, and I'm never sure how to say it. I'm not sure if it's China Iron. I'll have to look that up. Anyway, this book, and it has been translated, well, it says it's been translated by Fiona McIntosh and Iona McIntyre, but it's not telling me what language it's been translated from. Let me see, I think it's Spanish. Yes, Spanish. I don't really know a lot about the story, but it's a really short book, so I really don't want to know a lot more about it. Seeing as this is the only translated book that I currently have on my TBR, I guess I'm going to read this one. I really shouldn't put the cards back on the floor anymore because I'm always struggling to pick them up. Anyway, I managed. So the next card is, oh no, a +4. And I was so happy about having a first short book. Oh well. Yeah, so I am drawing 4 more cards. This is not going well. This is not going well. This is not the month to be drawing 4 more cards. Oh well. There's nothing I can do about it. We now have a bunch more cards. And I guess we're just gonna see what the next one is. I can't give up already. It's only the second card. We're gonna be fine. A yellow 3. Oof, it's a normal one. Quite glad. This one is inspired by mythology. Do I have anything on my TBR that has been inspired by mythology? Let me also quickly check my library books. So the book that I was thinking of that might be inspired by mythology is The Rain Heron by Robbie Arnott. And I'm not entirely sure if this particular one is really inspired by mythology. I know that it has something to do with a rain heron that's kind of a fantastical creature. And the reason why I want to read this one is because I read Flames by the same author, and that one had a lot of Tasmanian myths and creatures interwoven in the story. So I'm hoping that The Rain Heron does the same. So I can't guarantee that it's actually been inspired by mythology, but it's kind of giving me that vibe. And I mean, again, it's one that I don't really want to know too much about because I just want to read another book by this author because I loved Flames so much. So I don't really want to check if I'm right, but let's just assume that The Rain Heron was inspired by mythology or folklore at least, and let's go with that one. Okay, that was book number 2, and I apparently still have 5 more cards to draw, so moving on. Next up we have a blue 0, and that is a 5-star prediction. Oh, that's actually really good because I've not done too well with reading my 5-star predictions. I did a video a while back, I'll also link it in the cards, where I talked about some books that I think will be 5 stars. But I haven't really read a lot of them yet, and I really want to do like a follow-up video once I've read them to see if I was right. So let me quickly check my notes to see which books have been on that list. I think from the books on the list that I haven't read yet, the one that I want to read now is Entangled Life. And I could grab it, but it's like over there. I can see it. But I'm honestly too lazy to get up again, so I'll just give you the cover here. And I mean, Entangled Life I've actually been reading for quite a while now already. It's a non-fiction book all about fungi and how they function, how they influence our life, our ecosystems, etc, etc. And it's actually really fascinating, but I feel like it's teaching me so many new infos that I can only read like a tiny bit at a time. So I'm making my way through it, but quite slowly, but I feel like I should just sit down and get a good chunk of it done, so I'm going to put that one on my TBR. So that is the book for my 5-star predictions. Whew, and that was 4 cards already, but of course we now have 4 more to go. So next up we have another +4. This game really hates me this month. So 1, 2, 3, 4 more cards. How am I supposed to read this many books? I don't know. Maybe I'll just go down with my score a lot next month because there's no way I'm gonna get through this many books in a month. Especially not right now because, as I've said at the start, I'm reading quite slow at the moment. Next up, I don't even want to know how many cards are left, but next up we have a blue 3. So that is a book with a beautiful cover. Can I find a book with a beautiful cover that's also short? Because I really need some short books in this TBR. I think I managed because I pulled out Ariel by Sylvia Plath, and this one is a short story collection, and I mean, this is a gorgeous cover. Can we all agree on that? This one is actually also one that I have started before, and I think I got like halfway through, and then for some reason I just stopped reading it. I mean, it's not like it matters too much with poetry, like where you stop. That's probably also the reason why I stopped. But I remember that I was enjoying it, so I really want to finished the other half. So I'm going to put that one on my TBR as well. How many cards are there left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. What do we have next? A yellow 8. Okay, that is a POC author. And you know what? I actually already know what I want to read for that one. I want to finally read Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo. I've been meaning to do so for a while, and next month a book club that I'm part of, we've decided to do this as our book club book, so now's the perfect time to finally get to it. And I also like how the cover is yellow and it's a yellow card. It's just all fitting together very well. We have to find joy in the small things, especially now that I still have 5 more cards to go. Whew, okay, let's see what else the TBR has in store for me. Even though I really don't want to know. But let's hope it's not too mean. She says, and then draws a +2. Of course. Yes. So we're adding 2 more cards. This is a disaster. And we're moving on. Can I just give up right now? I don't want to play this game anymore. I'm drawing another 4 cards. I feel like this is payback because I abandoned them last month, and now this. We've acquired quite a stack. I'm not gonna count them. I won't. Whew, finally another normal card. Okay, so we have a red 3, which is the highest rated book on my TBR. And I actually don't know what that is. And I'm kind of scared to find out, but I guess I have to go and find out. All right, let's go to my want to read and then sort them by average rating. Oh, I'm so scared it's gonna be a really big book. And of course it is. Apparently the highest rated book on my TBR is A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara, also known as a really big book. That is apparently also really depressing. Why am I not surprised? Let me get it. Here we go. This is A Little Life. It is also 720 pages long. Somehow I have a feeling that this will end up being one of those that I won't manage to read, but we can pretend, we can believe. I'm going to put it on the TBR because I have no other choice. Back to drawing cards, and let's hope I can finish this before my phone gives up, because it's not having it. Okay, so you have a blue 8, and a blue 8 is a book that has been gifted to me, and I know what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. This has been gifted to me for Christmas? My birthday? Christmas? One of those occasions in December by my flatmate Lux, and I'm sure she's going to be really happy that I'm finally getting to it. If I manage to get to it, that is. But this is also a nice short one, so I have high hopes for this one. I, at this point, still don't have any idea how many cards there are left. I don't want to know, we're just gonna move on. And we have a red 6, which is a random number from my TBR. Oh, I just hit the tripod. Very sorry. I feel like I'm slowly losing my mind here, but we're gonna get through it. Let me just count how many books are still left on here so I don't pick the ones I've already picked, and then generate a random number, I guess. So we have, I believe there are 27 books on this shelf still. I might be wrong. I'm not going to recount them. Let's find a random number. So we want a number between 1 and 27, and we get 15. So number 15 is Hangsaman by Shirley Jackson, and my phone is angry at me because it's running out of battery, so I better speed this up. Hangsaman is actually also, again, one of those books that I don't know too much about. I just want to read it because it's Shirley Jackson, and also because I watched the Shirley Jackson biopic that came out, I think it was last year, and it was about the time that Shirley Jackson was writing Hangs the Man. And I think it's about a college girl who disappears, and I just really love Shirley Jackson's writing, so I'm excited to get to this one. Okay, so let's see what else I will have to read. Ooh, that's actually, it's nice. This one means that I will have to do the reverse of whatever prompt I pick next. And usually I draw a new card, like not from the pile that I already have, but like from the big pile for this one, but because I already have so many books on my TBR, I feel like I can be a bit nice to myself. And I'm just gonna pick the next card that is in this deck. So the next prompt is a red 9, and usually that would be a reread, but now it is a book that is new to me. And you know what? Looking at the pile of books that I already have on my TBR, I'm just gonna go for the shortest one I have, and that is The Stolen White Elephant by Mark Twain. These are, I think, 2 or 3 of his short stories. I quite enjoy reading these Penguin Little Black Classics because you get to just read a few short stories from an author and kind of find out if you like them. So I'm going to put this one on my TBR. We're back to 4 cards. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Too late. Let's see what else I have to read. A red 8. A red 8 is... Again, the red ones are always ones that I can't really pick myself because they're predefined, because this one is the oldest book on my TBR. Back to the lists, and again, hitting the tripod. So sorry. Let's try and figure out what book I have had on my TBR the longest. Apparently it is The Songlines that has been on my TBR since June 2019. So I guess it's about time that I get to it. Let me quickly grab it. This one is a non-fiction book, and it's about these songlines that exist in Australia and that I think played a big role in the religion of the Aboriginal people in Australia. And yeah, I think it's also a bit of a travel narrative. You can probably tell that it's been a while since I picked this up because I'm not entirely sure anymore what exactly it is. But I mean, all the more reason to finally get to it. Alright, 3 cards left. Here we go. A green 6. A green 6 is short stories. Now, I'm not even sure if I currently have short stories. Actually, I do. I have picked up a while ago this collection that is called Evil Roots, Killer Tales of the Botanical Gothic. That is edited by Daisy Butcher. And this one just contains a lot of classic short stories about killer plants. And that's something I enjoy reading about. And I think I've read 1 or 2 of the stories. I've read 1 of the stories, and I guess I'll have to try and get back to it. Whew, we have probably, potentially, hopefully 2 cards left. And the next one is a yellow 2, which means a book set in a cold climate. Now, I absolutely love books set in cold climates, and I've also read quite a few just recently, but I'm not sure if I have any left on my TBR just now. I actually don't think so. I mean, to be fair, I do currently have The Abominable out from the library, which is a book set on Mount Everest, but it's huge and I really don't think I can fit it in. Oh, but speaking of books from the library, I have another one. The Evolution by Max Brooks, which holding it up is completely pointless because there's no cover on it. So please enjoy me editing in the cover later. This book is about yetis, so I'm assuming that it is set in the Himalayas, cold climate, something like that. It's kind of a monster horror, creature horror type book, and I tend to enjoy these every now and then, so I guess it's another book that I will attempt to read before I have to return it to the library. And then, what is hopefully, the last card. A red 7. Which, of course, is again one that I can't choose, and also not one that I'm particularly excited about. It's the lowest rated book on my TBR. So, going back to the TBR, I'm going to try and figure out what the lowest rated one is. After the highest rated one, I guess we might as well attempt to read the lowest rated one as well. Now that's surprising. Leave the World Behind, which I am actually quite excited to get to, and from what I gather it's kind of a dystopian apocalypse story, and it apparently only has a 3.3 rating on Goodreads, which is really low as Goodreads ratings go. But I am actually really excited to get this one, so I'm actually not mad that this is on my TBR now. So the TBR is actually ending better than I expected, but let me try and figure out how many books the TBR just gave me. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 books. There is no way that I'm going to read 13 books next month, but let me just try and hold them anyway for you. So I'm not going to read through all of the titles again. So I'm supposed to read these plus Entangled Life and Girl, Woman, Other in April. Wish me luck. I've been filming for 45 minutes. My phone is about to die. I'm apparently supposed to read, what did I just say? 13 books. So I feel like I should just end the video here. Thank you for watching me get more and more stressed out about my TBR. Don't worry, I'm not actually stressed out. I will just like figure out which one of these I actually want to read. And I'll hopefully see you in my next video that will, let's hope, be a bit more calm. Thank you for watching. Bye!